Peace and blessings, elders, brothers, and sisters. This is yours truly. I am Amar Amari. I am the founder of El Kebalan Unity Alliance. And I'm also the CEO of Synergetic Network Group LLC, where we are your community liaison for entrepreneurs and consumers. And I'm also the CEO of El Kebalan Lifestyle, where we provide African clothing and accessories for those who want to express their pride externally from what they have within their heart internally. And today, empowerment moment is mastering your mind, being the master of your mind. When you are the master of your mind, you master your life. You create masterpieces. You come up with master plans, which enables you to be the master of your destiny. Your mind is a precious thing to waste. In order for us to strengthen our minds, we must first unlearn the things that we have learned and learn the things that we need to learn that will empower our mentality. You must conduct mind exercises. For instance, challenge yourself about why do you say something is right or wrong. I want to give you some mind exercise examples. If Satan is the tempter, then who tempted Satan? I want you to marinate that on for one moment. If Satan is the tempter, then who tempted Satan? If Noah and his family was the only family left on this earth, and incest is wrong, then how did the whole earth get populated with only those two families left on the earth? Think about it. If Adam and Eve were the only ones created, then where did the wife of Cain come from? If Adam and Eve were the only ones on this earth. If Moses was fair-skinned, like the Ashkenazi Jews, then how could he fit in Kemet when all of the people are dark-skinned in that region? So how could he have possibly looked like the Ashkenazis, who say that they are the original Jews? Who says that the color in the sky is blue? Where did that come from? Why can't it be green or gray? Who says that that's white? Who says that that's green? Mastering your mind, leading you to think about certain things. There's a lot of things that we say and we do without thought because we've been programmed to see it that way. Why does it have to be that way? Okay, let's talk about some more thought-provoking things. Over in America, polygamy is wrong. But who says it's wrong? Why is polygamy wrong? In fact, with the Wahdabi women over in Africa, they can have more than one husband. Now, some people would say that's wrong, but why? Why is it wrong? And why is it wrong for a man to have more than one wife? Why is it wrong for the Wahdabi women to have more than one husband? Who says that that's wrong? Why do you say that that's wrong? What's so wrong about it? Where do you get that mindset from? Greetings to my brother, Michael Scranton. Peace and blessings, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. So we're talking about the power of the mind. Why is it okay for men to have multiple women? And if a woman has multiple men, she's frowned upon. She's called a whore, right? And she's dating these men, right? She's in a relationship with that man. She's intimate with that man. So why is she called a whore? Why does she carry that title, whore? But the man is not considered to be a whore. Why is it okay for a man to sleep around with multiple women, do what he does, and then if a woman does it, she's considered to be immoral or unclean? So let's look at who says whether or not something is right and who says something is wrong. Why do we look at a homosexual relationship and why do some of us say it's wrong? Do we say it's wrong because of a religious viewpoint, because we've been taught because of what a book says is wrong? Or do we call it wrong because it's just simply against nature? That it's evident that a man's body is designed to be with a woman and a woman's body is designed to be with a man. Do we say that it's wrong because of religious purposes, because the Quran said, or because the Bible says? Or do we say it because it's against the laws of the universe? It's against nature because you can't reproduce. So why do you say something is wrong? I'll never forget, I was told to sit up straight because a man doesn't slouch. He doesn't slouch in his chair. Why? What does that have to do with my masculinity? Because I'm sitting in my home, I'm relaxed in my chair. That's why it's called a recliner. You're supposed to recline. All right? So it's a chair. You're supposed to recline. You're supposed to sit back in the recliner and recline and relax. So if I'm not in that posture of sitting up straight, then I lose my masculinity because I'm not sitting upright. So these are things I just want to, Queen Mother Rhonda, grand rising to you too, Mother. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lisa Graves, thank you also for tuning in. My Queen Amani Mari, thank you for tuning in. Sandy, thank you for tuning in. Queen Tiffany Washington, thank you for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in. So getting back to the subject matter at hand. A lot of times we say something and we do something because that's what we're taught to do. A lot of us, we subscribe to things because that's what we were told. Without questioning, we were taught into a mindset not to question things. And this is the reason why a lot of us just follow after things without being inquisitive, because we were taught that you were never supposed to question the divine being called God. Okay, for those of you who just tuned in, the title of this discussion is Mastering Your Mind. Okay, mastering your mind. Now, with that being said, a lot of people will say that the creator is he. Why would you say that the creator is he? Why can't the creator be a female higher power, a female energy? Why do we say that the creator of all things is a he? Why do we automatically label the higher power that many of us call God as a male? Now, I argue that none has even seen the creator of all things. So how do we know what gender this higher power is? Why do we say the things that we say? Because I can guarantee you that most people say that because that's what they've been taught. With the Yoruba culture, they believe in gods and goddesses. In the Kushite culture, they believe in gods and goddesses. They believe in male and female gods. Now, you will find that even over in Kemet, there was one of the kings that ruled at the time, and he started monotheism. He said there's only one creator. Now, I want you to think about this. For all the years prior to the king in Kemet that became king, all of those years prior to, the people believed that there was more than one God. But now the king has said, the Pharaoh has said, no, there's only one God. And so they overruled any other teaching in regards to polytheism. Right? So now, why is it then do we say the things that we say and we do the things that we do? Why is it that somebody believes that if a broom hits their foot, then they're cursed? Where does that come from? Who said that they cursed because a broom has hit their foot? Because a broom has hit my foot many times and I'm still blessed. If you step on a crack, you break your mama's back. I stepped on a crack plenty of times and my mother's back was still fine when I got home. You understand? You know, oh, if you break the glass, so you got 7 years of bad luck. I broke a mirror plenty of times and I didn't have 7 years of bad luck. Queen Mother Rhonda said exactly that comes from what one is taught. Queen Tiffany Washington said, and that's when stuff went left field for us. Keith Collins, thank you for tuning in. Okay. Also, let's think about this tradition. We have Easter. And it's a lot of people in Christianity that claim that, you know, they don't follow after pagan religions and things of this nature. And it blows my mind that they celebrate Christmas and don't know the historicity of it. And this is the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. One reason of the many reasons why I'm saying what I'm saying. Okay, now let's look at this logic, right? Many follow after Easter, but they say they don't follow after a pagan holiday. And I'm not throwing any shade on anybody. I just want you to think. This is a thought-provoking dialogue that we're having. Okay? Now, the last time I checked, a rabbit doesn't lay eggs. Okay? A rabbit doesn't lay eggs. All right? A rabbit births bunnies. So not for one moment, has any of these people that follow after this holiday have ever stopped one moment to think about a bunny rabbit. You got grown people now, adults, that don't even know that a rabbit doesn't lay eggs. It births bunnies. Okay? And then you have them teaching their children this very same thing. that a bunny rabbit lays eggs. And it doesn't do that. So you have to take out the moment and begin to gain control of your mind. For not one moment do they take out the time to think that how can a man be born of a virgin? Oh, it was a miracle. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. If it's not logical, then it doesn't make sense. If it's not logical, then it doesn't make sense. No human being in this earth realm has come into this earth, even if it's artificial insemination. No human being has come into this earth without sexual intercourse or without a sperm having contact with an egg and fertilizing it. Okay? And if you see a human being that's here in this earth and they're translucent, you can look through them, they're obviously not a human being. That's an extraterrestrial, meaning that, all right, it's any, look up the word extraterrestrial, it's any object or being, okay, that is not of this earth realm. Okay, that's divine, right? So this is the reason why I'm having this dialogue with you, because it's a thought-provoking session that we're having today, because you have to have some mind exercises. The reason why so many people are so gullible is because they don't take out the time to do what we're doing right now. But those of us who are philosophical and analytical, they don't take out the time to think. And this is no way, shape, or form of fashion, for those who are listening to me, all right, in mockery, okay, of you. So I don't want you to ever think that I'm mocking you, because I don't feel like anything is comical at all about somebody who believes in these things. Okay, to me, seriously, I'm very serious about that. To me, nothing is funny about somebody believing that a rabbit, it may sound funny, you know what I'm saying? But it's not funny to me that somebody actually does believe, you know, in these things. All right. A lot of times I believe people are not understanding that they're not really thinking about the fact that they're teaching their children lies, like about Santa Claus. And then they turn around and then they tell their children not to lie. They teach their children about rabbits birthing eggs. And that's a bunch of lies. Okay? And then some people don't take out the time to really think about, what does a bunny rabbit have to do with the birth of the Messiah? The resurrection of the Messiah, rather, excuse me. The resurrection of a Messiah. All right, then what does Santa Claus have to do, okay, with the birth of the Messiah? And then where is this festivity documented at? What is the origin of this festivity? Where did it come from? Right? Now, you'll have some people that tell you, well, you're going to go to hell because you didn't go to the temple today. Let's fact check that. Let's fact check that real quick. Majority of the life of the master teacher known as Yeshua, all right, some say Jesus. Majority of his ministry was outside of a building. Outside of a building. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, he said, upon this rock I build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. He spoke to the apostle called Peter, had this dialogue with him, And then he said, upon this rock, because of the revelation of Peter said, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. And then he said, I say unto thee, thou sephest, and upon this rock, meaning upon this truth, I will build the people. And the gates of hell shall not prevail against it, right? So there's numerous verses in there say you're the church of God, the church of the living God. You're the temple of God. But so many people get caught up on the infrastructure, they forget about building the people, and they get focused on building a facility rather than building the mind of people. People in spirituality, they get so caught up in belittling people, okay, those who become so-called conscious, all right, to where they forget about building the mind of the people. It's an illusion when you mock someone and you think that you're spiritually mature. Okay? It is an illusion to think that your soul will be saved, delivered, all right, from destruction because you go to a facility, because you go to a infrastructure or any edifice, whichever linguistical word that you want to use, all right, to identify it. This is about a personal relationship with the higher power, with the Creator who created all things. And this is some religious dogma, meaning opinionative teachings that have incarcerated people for centuries. Like if a woman, if she shows her arm, then her soul is lost forever. If her toe is showing, she lost forever. Okay? Have anybody ever looked up the linguistical word about fornication? It's not even what they say it is. And so people need to understand that you have to take control of your life. You have to know for yourself. Okay? You have to know for yourself. Everything about African culture too is not embraceable. Why? Because you have genital mutilation that goes on over there. You have a group of people, okay, over in the motherland that believes in taking rods and beating women, and the women, it's a tradition, and the women's supposed to beg them to beat them until their back turns bloody, okay, until it's bloody. Is that something embraceable? Genital mutilation? Is that something that we embrace because it's African tradition? Do we do that? Is that really healthy? Is that really embraceable? Is that something that we should subscribe to? All because it's African tradition. Some people think that they're upright because they circumcised, themselves. How does cutting your flesh make you upright? Does cutting your flesh change your mind? In some African traditions, you're not considered to be a man until your penis is circumcised. What does that have to do with manhood? How does that make you masculine? Because the foreskin of your flesh has been cut. Queen Lisa Carroll, peace, Queen, thank you. Queen Mother said, mocking someone is not a good reflection on oneself. Exactly, Mother, it does. It shows a lack of immaturity. And this is something that we don't understand. We should be doing what I'm doing right now, and is putting things on the table to encourage someone to start thinking about these things. Because a lot of things that we say is right and wrong, a lot of it is opinionative. You know, for instance, somebody may say, oh, it don't take 3 years for somebody to know whether or not they're the one for them before they get married. But that's opinionative. Because for some people, it may take them 2 or 3 years to get to know each other well enough for them to make a decision to go forward. Who are you to dictate and to tell somebody how long it should take them to make a decision as a couple for them to proceed forward to be in a lifelong relationship? So what happens is people, they formulate these ideologies and they enforce them as principles that everybody should live by because that's what they feel. This is the reason why we have to become analytical and philosophical, and we have to start looking into things and really asking ourselves the questions, why do we feel the way we feel about certain things, and be honest with ourselves about the reasoning behind that. You have some men think that chores around the house is only for women. Why? Who says that? Where did that come from? Who says that a man can't clean up a house and do laundry and cook? Who says that a man can't do those things for his woman? Who says that that is effeminate? That's only something that a woman does. Why can't a woman change her own tire? Who says that's wrong? Why can't a woman do something for herself? Why can't she, if she need to change her spark plugs and there's no man around, why does that have to be something that's masculine? Why can't she do it herself? She know how to do it. And it also save her money to be able to take care of her and her family. So why can't she do it? Who says that a woman can't do that? So many things that we follow after, we only say that because that's what we were taught. Like for some, they'll say, oh, it's not healthy for a relationship for a couple to have separate bank accounts. Well, my wife and I do, we happily married. And it's not because we don't trust each other. So again, many people, they enforce their opinion and they make it a principle of life. And this is the reason why so many people are miserable too, because they're living by somebody else's opinion rather than thinking for themselves. You know, here's my question to a lot of people who say that God said it. Prove that God said it. Prove that the creator of all things said what you're reading. Why do you believe God said it? Did you hear God tell that person? Did you hear an audible voice speaking to the person who said that the creator of everything told them to write it? Why do you believe what you're reading is the word of the creator? Who told you that? Why do you say that? Why do you say what a man says that a higher power told them to write or say? Why do you believe that? Where is the evidence that that's factual? Where is the proof? Prove that this being that you say you believe in is a male or a female. Prove it. Where's your evidence at? Because if you can't pull up any evidence outside of ink and paper or of outside of a tradition that's been passed down to you, that would mean that you're speculating because you're saying something without solid evidence. So let the truth be told. A lot of us say things out of tradition. You have some traditions that says you got to light a candle, you have to put incense on the altar, you have to have a table with a cloth over it, and do all these things. Why can't you just talk to the ancestors? Why can't you just say, Grandma, I love you and I thank you for everything that you have done to me? How is that out of order? Who says that that's wrong? Why is that wrong? Who says you have to do all those things to acknowledge your ancestor and to tell them, thank you for sacrificing your life for me. Thank you for you being uncomfortable so I can be comfortable. Thank you for laying down your life so I can have a better life. Why do you have to stand before a table and burn incense and a candle? Who says you have to do that? Why? And these are things that many people don't question. We do it because, it's the African. But here, that's not my question. I know it's an African custom. I got that. But why? Who says that? Why? Are you telling me they won't hear you if you don't do that? I want to ask you this question. Do it really make sense to you that a woman good deeds will be erased because she has on woman pants? Does that make sense to you that this woman will burn forever because she went to a woman's department store and she bought pants that were designed for a woman to wear? Now, there was a time historically where men and women alike didn't wear pants. Neither one of them wore pants. It's a historical fact. These are things that's created by human beings, but yet they associate that with the Creator and say, well, the Creator said that if you wear these pants, last time I checked, I didn't recall hearing the Creator say that. I didn't hear the Creator say that. I don't know about you, but I never heard that. I heard a person say that the Creator told them that. Now you have women polo shirts, right? That's designed with buttons on the opposite side. Now it's the same style shirt. It's a polo shirt. It's amazing how they don't talk about shirt. They go straight to pants. A woman has a polo shirt that's made for her, buttons on the opposite side. She takes care of her husband. She takes care of her children. She does good in the community. And all of her good deeds now are going to be thrown away, and her soul is going to be lost forever because she have on woman pants. Or her soul is going to be lost forever because she not fully covered. She didn't put a veil over her face, and one of her little her toe is showing. Oh, wait a minute, her elbow is showing. And all the good deeds that she's done is going to be thrown away. She's going to be cast into this mythological place called hell forever, all because her face is showing and her toe is showing or her arm is showing. And everything good she did, forget everything she did good that she did, all of that's supposed to be erased, all because of that. I want you to think how foolish that sounds. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any logical, only a human being would think of something like that. I personally believe that the creator of this universe will not concern itself with a woman wearing pants from a woman's clothing store, or her shoulder or her arm or her toe showing. I will highly doubt that the creator of this universe will not give a woman children to raise where she can't say nothing to the children at all until the daddy come home, because she a woman. So she can't teach her son. She can't teach a man. She can't teach her son nothing because she a female, although that's her child. She got to be quiet. She can't say nothing because she a woman. See, all this stuff is opinionative and is man-made. This stuff can only be created by lower beings like humans who will think of something so foolish to say. She can't talk all because she a woman. That don't make sense. Thank God for my mother. My mother taught me to read. She taught me to write. My aunties taught me how to walk. My father was nowhere to be found. A woman is very intelligent. A woman has wisdom that comes from the creator too. My wife, she taught me things I didn't even know. And I know plenty of men who don't even know what my wife knows. So I'm so glad that my mind is not manipulated and controlled by, it's called dogma, meaning that man takes his opinion and he puts the signature of God on it, like as if though that's the end all be all. And you have to be strong enough mentally not to succumb to these lies that people teach in the spiritual side and in the religious side. Because some people, they go from one prison to another one. They still are incarcerated in their mind, even on the spiritual side, because they follow after opinion more so than they do following after their soul, truly connecting with the higher power, the creator, and following after the intellect that the creator gave you. Because see, in my mind, I would like to think that the creator gave me a brain to think. It was created for me to think. So how am I wrong for using my mind? Think about it. Now the creator gave you a mind, right? The creator gonna tell you, oh, don't you use the mind I gave you, because you lean into your own understanding. You're supposed to acknowledge me, although wisdom came from the creator. If a man lacks wisdom, let him ask of who? The creator, right? But the creator gave us a mind to use. The creator gave us intellect. It's natural in us. And have you ever watched a baby before figure things out on their own and nobody taught that baby that? Who taught the baby how to get down from the bed? My little cousin got out of his baby chair and nobody taught him that. My auntie, my cousin, his sister, and myself. None of us taught that boy how to get out of his baby chair. But that boy figured it out. He got out that baby chair on his own, and this was a baby. Nobody taught him how to do it. He got out the baby chair. Why? Because of his intellect. It is in us. We've been given intellect from the creator to use it. My good brother King Tony said, yes, sir, man-made to control. Queen Mother Rhonda said, I agree. The creator of the universe will not question a woman covering her legs, especially if she is cold. Yes, yes, yes. Exactly. So these are some things, family, that I just wanted to put on the table today. Again, remember, this is just simply a thought provoking dialogue that I wanted to have with you, so that we can really start using our minds. Our minds is very powerful. Our mind is a terrible thing to waste, you know, and we have to get set free from the opinion of man. Okay, we had to be very careful about us basing our lives upon man-made principles and then saying that it's the word of God. You know what I'm saying? It's a word from the divine. Whether you're following after spirituality or religion, be very cautious about what you base your life upon, because you will find yourself back in the prison that you felt like you had been freed from. Okay? So let's take out the time to step back for a moment and to really be honest with ourselves about why we subscribe to the things that we subscribe to. Because the truth of the matter is, we should be unsubscribing to anything that is not wise, anything that does not cause our lives to evolve. I personally believe that is not of the divine. Anything that does not cause us to evolve. If it doesn't cause us to ascend and it causes us to descend, then I personally believe that is not of the divine. For those who are spiritual and religious, this is for all of you. If it does not, I'm going to say it again. If it incarcerates you, if it does not cause your life to go to another level, it causes you to descend instead of ascend, it is not of the divine. It is not of the divine. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. Again, I'm yours truly. I am Amar Mari. I am the founder of the Kevlan Unity Alliance, where we focus on your spiritual, your physical, and your financial well-being, additionally with your knowledge of self. My queen, Amani Mari, is the co-founder. If this message has been of some value to you, if you would be so kind to share this video with like-minded people, okay, that they too themselves can be freed from the opinions of man, and that they can evolve in their mind and begin to be the masters of their life, which will ultimately lead them to be the masters of their destiny. Thank you.